Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 22 of Yuddha Kanda. In the previous chapter, we saw the wrath of Rama against the god of the ocean for not heeding to his request to find a way to cross the ocean, and then Rama, begetting anger, he picked up his bow and threw a shaft towards the ocean, causing a havoc in the mid of the ocean. And then, in the meantime, Lakshmana tried to stop him from further charging the ocean or trying to dry up the entire ocean. Thereafter, the prince of the Raghus addressed the ocean in menacing tones, saying, Today I shall dry up the sea with the nether regions, O Sagara, with your waters consumed by my shafts, you are your denizens slain by my blows. A great cloud of dust will arise from your drained bed, and the monkeys will cross to the other shore on foot. You have sought to oppose me, but are unaware of my valor or my strength. O abode of the Danavas, being full of pride, you cannot foresee your own fate. Thereafter, fixing an arrow resembling the rod of Brahma and placing it on his excellent bow, Raghava stretched that weapon, and heaven and earth seemed to be riven, as it were, and the mountains trembled. Darkness covered the earth, and all the regions were obscured. Tremors ran through the lakes and rivers. The sun, moon, and stars swerved in their course, and through the sky, though the sky was lit by the sun's rays, it was enveloped in darkness and blazed with hundreds of meteors, while thunder reverberated with an unparalleled sound in the firmament. The five celestial maruts blew, and like mossed regions tore up the trees, dispersing the clouds in the twinkling of an eye, breaking off the points of the rocks and shattering the mountain peaks. In the sky, loud thunder claps resounded with immense power and tumult. The invisible beings emitted cries of fear, and lying prostrate on the earth in their agony, shook with terror, convulsed and unable to move. Thereafter, the ocean, with its mass of water, serpents, and demons, surged beyond its confines to the extent of a league. Though the time of the final deluge was not at hand, nevertheless Rama, the descendant of Raghu, scourges of his enemies, did not retreat before the disordered heavings of that Lord of rivers and streams. Sagara himself rose out of the waves like the day's orb rising over the eastern mountain. Meru and that ocean appeared with the panagas of flaming jaws, and he was of the hue of emerald, adorned with gold. Wreaths of pearl festooned his attire, and on his head he bore a diadem of every kind of flower. Ornaments of refined gold and pearls from his domain were his decoration, covered with gems and metals of every kind, resembling the Himavat mountain, the waters surging round him. He was encircled by the clouds and winds, while the rivers Ganga and Sindhu were his escorts. Rising the noble Sagara, escorted by the rivers with the Ganga and Indus at their head, approached Rama with joined palms, who stood arrows in hand, and reflecting a while, the ocean said, Earth, wind, air, water, and light, O beloved Raghava, they remain fixed in their own nature, neither from desire nor ambition nor out of fear. O Prince, nor from affection am I able to solidify my waters inhabited by sharks. Nevertheless, I will make it possible for you to cross over them. This is my resolve. The sharks will remain inactive while the army makes its way across, and for the monkeys, I shall become like the earth. On this, Rama said to him, hear me, O you who are the refuge of Varuna. This arrow of mine must accomplish its intended end. Where shall I let this mighty shaft fall? Hearing Rama's words and seeing that formidable missile, the exceedingly powerful ocean replied, to the north of this place is a sacred region, Drumakulya, a name as renowned in the world as you are. There innumerable robbers of fearful aspect and deeds, having abhiras as their chief, drink my water. The vicinity of those perverse beings is intolerable to me. It is there, O Rama, that you should lose your shaft that never misses its target. Thus spoke the magnanimous Sagara, and Rama, in accord with his wish, let fly that marvelous dart in his presence, and the place where that dart, resembling a flash of lightning, fell, is known in the world as the desert of Maru. The earth pierced by that dart emitted a loud cry and let out a loud the earth pierced by that arrow emitted a loud cry, and from its gaping wound the water of the hell gushed forth. As the arrow fell, it created a thunderous sound, and the deep crater, which is known as Vrana, was filled with the water of the deeper springs. It seemed as if the earth has riven, and wells and ponds appeared there. This today is known as the Marwar region of the Rajasthan, where there is a huge Thar desert. This place became known as Marukantara and is famous in the three worlds. Thereafter, Rama, the son of Dasharatha, having dried up the waters of the ocean, conferred a boon, saying, this place shall be rich in pasturage and free from disease. It will abound in fruit, roots, honey, ghee, and milk, and be fragrant with aromatic herbs. Thus, it will remain retaining those excellent qualities. In this way, the desert of Maru came to possess these manifold features, and by the grace of Rama's liberality, assumed a pleasant aspect. When the waters had been dried up, Samudra, the lord of streams and rivers, said to Raghava, who was skilled in the use of weapons, my friend, there stands Nala, the son of Vishwakarma, one among the Vanara army, whose father was overwhelmed him with gifts. He is generous and devoted. Great are the powers of that monkey. Let him construct a bridge over my waters. I will uphold it. Nala is as skilled as his father. At these words, the ocean disappeared, and Nala, that prince of monkeys, spoke to the valiant Rama thus, resorting to the skill I have inherited from my father, I shall build a bridge over the spacious and vast domain of aquatic monsters. What the ocean has said is true. When one has to do with the one has to do with the ungrateful, in my opinion, the rod of the most salutary method for men, a plague on forbearance as also on generosity and kindness. Assuredly, Sagara, that formidable mass of water, in fear of punishment, wished to see a bridge constructed, and out of fear was willing to suffer Raghava to pass over it, to allow Raghava to pass over it. My mother received a boon on the Mandara mountain from Vishwakarma, who said to her, a son will be born to you who will resemble me, O goddess. No one having questioned me, I have not spoken of my powers, but I can assuredly construct a causeway over Varuna's domain. From today, let all the leading monkeys set to work. At Rama's command, those lions among the monkeys entered the mighty forest with alacrity in hundreds and thousands on every side, and those leaders of the simian tribes tearing up the rocks which in size they resembled, and the trees also dragged them to the sea, and they covered the ocean with Sala, Ashwakarna, Dava, Vamsha, Kutaja, Arjuna, Tala, Tilaka, Tinisha, Balaka, Saptaparna, and Karnikara trees in full flower, as also Kutas and Ashokas. Those foremost of monkeys transported those trees with or without roots, bearing them like so many standards of Indra, and they heap talas and piles of Dadina, Narikela, Bibhitaka, Kanya, Bakula, and Nimba trees here and there, with the aid of the mechanical devices, those powerful, colossal, dug up stones as big as elephants and rocks, and the water suddenly spouted into the air only to fall instantly. Thereafter, those monkeys turned up the sea by rushing into it on all sides or pulling on the chains. That immense causeway constructed by Nala in the bosom of the sea was built by the arms of those monkeys of formidable exploits, and it extended over 100 leagues. Some brought trunks of the trees, and others set them up. It was by hundreds and thousands that arose monkeys, like unto giants, made use of the reeds, logs, and blossoming trees to construct that bridge, rushing here and there with blocks of stone resembling mountains or the peaks of crags, which flung into the sea, fell with a resounding crash. That first day, those monkeys resembling elephants of immense energy, full of high spirits and exceedingly merry, erected 14 leagues of masonry. The second day, those highly active monkeys of formidable stature set up 20 leagues. Bestirring themselves, those giants threw 21 leagues of structure over the ocean on the third day, and on the fourth, working feverishly, they built up 22 leagues in extent. And fifth day, those monkeys, industrious workers, reached to 23 leagues distance from the further shore. That fortunate and valiant son of Vishwakarma, leader of the monkeys, constructed a causeway worthy of his father over the ocean, and that bridge erected by Nala over the sea, the haunt of whales, dazzling in its perfection and splendor, was like the constellation of Swati in place. Then the gods, Gandharvas, Siddhas, and supreme rishis assembling stood in the sky, eager to see that masterpiece. And the gods and Gandharvas gazed on that causeway, so difficult of construction, that was 10 leagues in width and 100 in length, built by Nala. Those monkeys thereafter dived, swam, and shouted at the sight of that unimaginable marvel that was almost inconceivable and caused one to tremble. And all beings beheld that causeway thrown over the ocean, and by hundreds and thousands of crores, whose those monkeys, full of valor, having built that bridge over the immense repository of waters, reached the opposite shore. Vast, well constructed, magnificent, with its wonderful paved floor, solidly cemented, that great causeway, like unto a line traced on the waves, resembled the parting of woman's hair. Meanwhile, Vibhishana, with mace in hand, held himself ready at his post with his companions in the case of an enemy attack on the farther side of that bridge. Thereafter, Sugriva addressed Rama, who was valiant by nature, saying, "Mount on the shoulders of Hanuman and Lakshmana, on those of Angada. O hero, vast is this ocean, the abode of whales. Those two monkeys who freely range the sky will transport you both. Then the fortunate Rama and Lakshmana advanced thus, and that magnanimous archer was accompanied by Sugriva. Some monkeys strode forward in the center, some threw themselves into the waves, some sprang into the sky, others marched on the bridge, some ranged through the space like birds, and the terrific tumult of the tramping of that formidable army of monkeys drowned the roar of the ocean. When those Simeon troops had passed over the sea by the grace of Nala's causeway, the king ordered them to camp on the shore, which abounded in roots, fruits, and water, the site of that masterpiece that had materialized under the command of Raghava. Despite the difficulties, the gods who had drawn near with the Siddhas and Charanas, as also the great rishis, anointed Rama in secret there with waters from the sea and said, "May you be victorious over your enemies, O you who are a god among men. Do yourself rule over the earth and the sea eternally." Thus, in various auspicious words, did they acclaim Rama in the midst of the homage offered to him by the Brahmins. Thus, come to the end, chapter 22 of Yuddha Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.